coming to you from the Square Bar in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Las Vegas Funny People with Mark Andrew Chicoine and Summer Sinclair. Tonight's guest is Bruce Leonard.
Check it out now. I work the
Follow Donald Trump. What the fuck? Donald Trump. Everything's so stupid now, isn't it? Stupid, right? They're canceling everything, shooting beer. It's fucking. They're not canceling the right shit. That's why I don't understand this cancel culture, right? Remember they tried to cancel the cartoons, right? They canceled Pepe Le Pew because they said he was too creepy, right? They never came for Popeye. Every episode of Popeye is an actual attempted rape. He grabs her, runs off. The only thing that stops it is spinach and violence. This is a show for children. They never cancel them. Never once. I don't understand. The Knights are about to win the championship. I never really watched hockey too much. I'm a football guy, right? But football is a strange sport. Right? Most other sports are self-explanatory, right? There's a ball, in basketball, for instance, there's a ball, you put it through the hoop, that's a point, right? Even hockey, it's weird to understand, but there's a little puck, they put it into the goal, right? And football is like, we'll give you this ball, and everyone's going to try to kill you. If you can get 10 yards, that's good. That's good. Right? If you do that 10 times and cross that little line, that's a point? Nope, 6 points. And then the guy will come out and kick the thing, and that's another point. But what? This is a strange sport. I don't understand the world that we live there. I smoke too much weed outside, obviously. I'm high. I'm a veteran. But I didn't serve in the military or anything. I was a guerrilla fighter in the drug war. Marijuana's legal now. We won. You're welcome. We kept you supplied during the dark times. Who's the real heroes here? We went to jail, so you didn't have to. That's where we don't get our respect, I don't think. We are heroes of sorts. What else is going on? I went to the family, I love living in Las Vegas, I went to the Family Dollar, right? And I go in and just shop at the Family Dollar, and some guy runs in and goes, "There's a guy smoking meth right out front." And the whole store emptied out. And I'm thinking, UNLV's 2 blocks away. They don't put that in the brochure, I'm sure. Come to beautiful UNLV, we're 2 blocks away, they're smoking meth at the Family Dollar. 2 blocks to the right, the block where Tupac got shot. Come to UNLV. Study. 1 mile away, you can gamble away your trust fund. UNLV. Las Vegas is hilarious because it's like the Strip, totally surrounded by a ghetto. So the airport is right there. Like, get him there quick! Don't wander off. They don't want to see what's really going on around here. Bad for business. I love it here, though. You guys have made it my home, and I'm glad for it. Thank you for listening to me. I did put out an album that's much better than this, I promise. It's available on iTunes and all that shit. I'm Bruce Leonard. Thank you very much.
Hell yeah, Bruce Leonard!
Hi everyone, I'm Mark Andrew Chicoine with
Summer Sinclair.
And whom are we interviewing today, Summer?
We're with Bruce Leonard.
Okay, Bruce, welcome to the show. We like to ask everyone how you started out in comedy.
Like everybody else, I started, well, there was a club in town and they had a bring 5 people to do comedy. So I brought 5 people and I did comedy. I've been doing it.
Vegas?
I've been doing it ever since.
We didn't come, but
No, it's
we'll come next time.
Cincinnati, Ohio, where I'm resident.
Okay.
Oh, and how long have you been living here?
4 years.
Oh, all right. So most of your career, you were at Ohio and you was doing comedy in Ohio?
Yes.
Oh, so what brought you to Las Vegas?
Because I realized if I wanted to achieve what I wanted to achieve, I had to leave. I need to go someplace where the ceiling is higher and there was more opportunities to do things. And I didn't want to live in LA because it's LA.
Yeah, that's why I don't live there. I don't live there because I live there. That's it. So, yeah.
I figured here it's close enough to LA. You can get there if you need to, and there wouldn't be clogged up with like so many actors and people that are not really comedians.
Do you have any shows in LA? You done any?
I've only done a couple things, and nothing noteworthy now.
Who are the comedians that inspired you?
Bill Hicks for sure, George Carlin, Lenny Bruce, those kind of things. Richard Pryor.
And how would you describe your style?
Hopefully like them.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with my own flavor on it. I mean, of course, but I'm saying like that style of comedy where you're talking about real things and not. It's not shopping at the mall comedy.
All right, let's talk about champagnes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Midnight show.
Yeah, Champagne's is a show
Tuesdays. Okay. You
that I
can
run on every Tuesday night at midnight. I happened to get that show not long after I moved here. I got lucky. And
Who gave you that show?
Greg Sims is the owner of Champagne's. He's the one. Well, he's from Cincinnati. My one friend that I knew that lived here was from Cincinnati. So obviously he hung out at that place. And then when I moved here, he took me there, and I started talking to Greg. He's from Cincinnati. I'm from Cincinnati. Of course, we couldn't, And then he was like, "Oh, I'm going to do comedy here again. You want to be the host?" And I was like, "Okay, because it's good for him. It's good for me. I get to meet, everybody." Because I haven't been living here but for a couple months.
All right, so you have Champagnes. It's been 4 years.
4 years
right?
now. Yeah, still going.
How has it changed since the beginning when you first got that position to now?
It really hasn't changed. I mean, the actual show itself hasn't really changed. It's the same format, the same show. People show up, sign up. That's it. But I've changed. Like my status has definitely changed from when I first started hosting it. I was just moved here. I was nobody here. And now I tour the country and I put out an album.
Where was the best place that you did your comedy? What state?
Idaho, believe it or not.
What was so good about it?
Idaho.
The people were much more open-minded than I would have imagined. Just very not uptight. Like you would think that they would be uptight. You'd be surprised. You go to California or some of these places on the West Coast, Washington, Oregon. Sometimes people are uptight.
You think Oregon and what was the other place? Washington would be
Well, I thought the
way
same
more
thing.
open-minded
It's
than a
like
place like Idaho.
we're by
Yeah.
Seattle, and these people
Yeah.
are all uptight. And then you go out into the boonies in like Montana and Idaho, and these people are laughing at everything, and they're not uptight. They're not easily offended. You know what I mean? Like,
I think because those are small areas and they really appreciate the comics,
Appreciation, I
so
think,
they're
is-
more
yeah.
open-minded because they
well,
appreciate.
that's true. I've heard a lot of that in those places where people are like, "Well, we're just glad people come out here."
That's good. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that if somebody was terrible. They did say like, "Oh, we've had terrible people."
Oh, okay. Let's talk about this album that you just put out.
Yes.
Don't know about that one. Let's
Yes.
hear about it.
How did this go about? What made you decide this is the time right now I want to put out an album?
Well, I've been here for 4 years, and I hadn't done anything. I mean, I've been constantly working, writing, building my act, but I haven't released anything. Then there's like all these people on the internet who follow me, but they really don't have any idea what I'm doing. They haven't seen it. It's beyond these little, 1 or 2 minute clips that I'll put out every now and then. And I was like, what I'm doing is it's a whole piece. It's a whole work. It's almost an hour. I mean, it's 50 minutes of comedy. It's written and structured,
Yes.
And I just
And how long?
I just wanted to show the world that I am actually doing something.
How long did it take to write an hour's worth of comedy? Is it like from old things that you had years ago? You
No,
put
most of it's been written in the last. Well, I mean, obviously in the last 4 years since I've lived here, but a big chunk of it probably was written in the last 2 years.
Okay.
It's a mixture. I don't have anything like when I quit comedy when I lived in Ohio.
How long did that last?
Almost 4 years.
Oh. What made you What made you want to quit at that point?
Well, I was touring with Mitch Hedberg and he passed away.
Oh.
And
How was he anyway? How was he as a person?
He was an amazing person.
Oh, I love.
But
Mitch
all of a
Hedberg.
sudden it got really serious.
Oh.
And
You took it to heart.
I just didn't feel like doing it anymore.
Oh.
It was a bummer, the whole thing.
When you knew Mitch Hedberg, did you feel something was wrong with him, or he didn't put out any vibes?
Just a guy that liked to party.
Oh, so
I mean,
so you didn't know that
I was partying too. I mean, it's just part of the trappings of the lifestyle of being entertainment. I think.
Yes.
It can take hold of some people more than others.
I know that.
But it is just the general atmosphere and vibe of being in show business. So that's one thing. Like, I don't do that anymore. I don't party like that anymore. When I came back, I'm way more serious and focused.
Did that stop you from partying that episode with Mitch?
It's part of it.
Yes.
When you bury enough people, you realize doing drugs is not that glamorous.
Yes, I know.
It's not like,
Yeah.
I've been doing drugs most of my life. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm not, I haven't.
You also had a music career at one time.
Yeah, I was in bands too, and like I said, same thing.
Yeah.
A lot of partying, a lot of,
It's
just part of the lifestyle, and you don't really think about it until something like that happens.
Are you still into music now, or?
I am, but I don't play or anything anymore. I'm mostly focused on my comedy.
Right, so right now, would you kind of say comedy is your life?
Yes.
I had a feeling.
It's pretty much all I do. I mean, I work security at the arena's entertainment security, so I'm always around show business. I'm either doing it, or I'm performing, or I'm working at a concert or a show. Since I moved to Vegas, my whole life is show business.
Yeah, it seems like I mean, you mentioned the person that passed away. Did you know any other comedians or people in the entertainment business?
Well, but I've met a lot of people I didn't become friends with. Like, I actually became friends with them. Like, it was a different level of, like, I opened for Dave Chappelle, but I'm not his friend. I met him. I performed on the same stage as him. He probably doesn't even remember who I am, but I remember
Yeah.
doing it, and we could prove that it happened if we had to. Because I have the check that they wrote to pay me for doing it. But no, so I put out an album. It's called Cancel Culture. It's on iTunes or all the digital platforms. You can get it anywhere. If you would, I would appreciate it.
How inspirational do you think this would be to a person?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean,
When
you
somebody watches or
Yeah.
listens to that.
Oh, well,
album.
that's what you hope, or that's what I hope. I hope for everything that I do to be, like I said, I was turned on by, when I first heard Bill Hicks, it made me, like, I had known a lot of other comics, and I liked people, and I loved George Carlin all up to that point. But it never made me go, hey, wait a minute. This is interesting, and so interesting that I am also all of a sudden interested in doing it myself. You know, just what he was doing and what he was saying was so much different than what everybody else was doing. And I don't know, it just struck a chord. But anyway, the point being, I hope to do that too. I hope to, everything I put out, that's what it's for. It's there for people to listen to, maybe be inspired by somehow, or you know, or say, hey, this guy's saying things I wish I could say, but I can't.
I'm sure when people listen to that album, they're going to be inspired. I'm sure of it. Yes.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. So tell us your best joke that you ever did.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Come on, just one.
You can't.
Yeah, that's a good. The best one.
How about one in the middle of the pack?
There is no. You can't just stand here and tell jokes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Or I mean, I guess I could. But
Yeah, just one that
Yeah,
you know that
just
always
throw it.
hits. One that always hits.
well, I don't really have a lot of short jokes. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm doing now. Is you're thinking like, well, what's the shortest joke I have? I don't have a lot of short jokes. My jokes are like pieces,
All right.
and they don't work singularly. You know what I mean?
Okay.
In a word or a sentence, how would you describe your journey through comedy?
Like being on the Titanic where it didn't sink.
Didn't sing.
And you
It's
saw
just
that
like yourself
iceberg, right?
thrown around, and like, you know, and like, oh, he's almost there, you know, he's not, he got blown back again, and, you know, like, I've been so close so many times in so many different ways, like, you know, even in my music career, it was a lot of like, oh, you're almost there, oh, you know, you're not, you go back down, you know, like, that's what show business is. That's why the term overnight success is bullshit. There is no overnight success. There's only people who just kept going
And
until they got there.
you've been how many years has it been for you?
Doing comedy?
Yes.
About 13.
Oh, all right. Well, you're still young then. Right?
Well, it's not over till you're dead.
Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield didn't make it till he was in his 60s.
Yeah.
So,
And you want to do movies like
as
that?
long as you're still doing
Do you
it,
want to do movies?
it's not a goal of mine.
No?
Like, if I got to do those things, that's like a bonus. But, no. I want to be known as a comedian.
Oh,
As a great
okay.
comedian.
Okay.
Like, in the ranks with those guys that I mentioned earlier. And even if you don't make it, like, to have that aspiration is what's important, I think.
Yes.
I don't ever want to put out half-ass garbage.
Yes.
Everything I do, I try to think it out.
You definitely seem like one of the more serious comedians. Yeah, like that. This is.
Well, you can't take yourself
That's
too.
why I asked that.
You can't take yourself too serious.
Yeah. Right.
All right, you wanted a joke? I'll give you a joke.
Yeah,
All right,
here we
come
go.
on, let's
so,
go.
so
Yeah.
yesterday I drove past an abandoned strip club, and I thought,
Uh-oh.
you're a terrible businessman if you can't sell titties.
Okay.
Titties sell themselves. Put up a fucking sign. Who's running this place?
All right.
All right.
Okay, good.
Outstanding.
Okay. Well, thank you, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
It was wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a great interview.
Thank you.
This is Mark Andre Shaquan with Summer Sinclair. We're here to tell you.
Share, subscribe, and like.